Hey guys, so today I'm going to be sharing with you my kindergarten curriculum choices for this year. And for the grades preschool through second grade, I like to focus on the main core subjects of writing, literacy, and math. I'm going to be showing you what I have for my core subjects, and I will try to leave links below to everything you see. Okay, let's take a look. So the first thing we're going to start off with is going to be writing. For writing, I do have a 3-ring binder with some sheets and sheet protectors, and basically you just have the child trace the letter, write the letter, and I got capital and lowercase. And then on the backs we have a number, so it goes in alphabetical order and numbers 0 through 20. And I just simply have the child trace the letters, trace the numbers, count the objects, etc. And it goes all the way through numbers 1 through 20 and through the whole alphabet. So I have them do this about one letter and one number a day. And then I also have a notebook for all of my children. Everybody gets their own notebook. Obviously, this one is one of my girls'. And in this notebook, what they're going to be doing is they're going to be writing their name, so their first name and last name, and then the date. They're going to be doing that every day. And then as they progress and get a little bit better at writing, they will start writing sentences where I'll write in here, this is empty yet. What I'm going to do is I write a sentence, and then I have them copy the sentence and pay attention to punctuation and capitalization. And then as later in the year, as the year progresses, eventually they'll start being able to do phonetic writing, where I'll have them write a phonetic word like cat or rat or bag or something like that, and they'll have to write that in here. Or I may dictate a sentence for them to start writing. But in the beginning of the year, they start with the letters and their name, and then as it progresses, the writing gets a little more challenging. So that's what we do for writing. And then we're going to move on to math. So for math, I have two things that I use. One is this math binder that I created, and I'll leave a link below for the video where I go more into depth with this, but it's a pretty basic concept, and it's just helping them learn the numbers. Okay, numbers, shapes, things like that, and use manipulatives, or they can circle or color in the boxes. And this just goes over numbers 1 through 20. And it also has some things like find the differences and things like this. Now I do this, same or different. So I do this with them just to review their numbers. And then their main, this is a supplement. And then their main math is Math You See. And for kindergarten, it's the primer. So typically you would write in these books and then throw the pages away or keep the pages, whatever you want to do with them. But what I do is I put them in laminate sheet protectors, and then that way the child can write on the paper, but then we can erase it and we can use it for multiple children down the line instead of having to buy a new book each year. So it's pretty basic. It starts off with numbers, making sure they recognize their numbers. Then as it gets harder, it starts talking about shapes and counting, but still recognizing the numbers. And then in the middle, you start learning about 2-digit numbers. So instead of just 1 through 10, it goes 20 all the way up to hundreds. And you see build and say the numbers. So this comes with a block kit that I'll leave up in the corner here. And it's basically blocks that you use with the curriculum. And you just go through and you do the pages. I have my child do about 2 pages a day. And then it gets into addition. as you get closer to the back. It starts going into addition and skip counting, and even addition for higher numbers. And it basically progresses through the year with addition. So they learn the addition. So that's for math. We're going to move on to reading. So for reading, I have a couple different things here. I like to use these Explode the Code books. Book 1, book 2, I think it goes all the way up to number 4, but 4 is for the later years. So this Explode the Code book is simple phonetic reading, and I like it because it goes well with the Hooked on Phonics curriculum. And in preschool, I do the Go for the Code books, and those link up with this. So in this book, it's basic words, MAT, and it goes by word families. Okay, and instead of having the children write in the book, I do print off the worksheets and have them use the worksheets. That way I can use the book over and over. So see, now it has fan, so the An family, the Ag family, and then it goes on to having them read simple sentences. So I use these books, 1 through 2 in kindergarten. And then we also do the Hooked on Phonics. So they have level 3 and level 4. And it's basically the same thing as the Explode the Code. It comes with the DVD that you play before each lesson. Then it comes with the workbook, and then it comes with books to read at the end of a certain number of lessons. So you go lesson by lesson. And what I do with my kids is if my kids aren't quite getting a lesson, I will repeat the lesson as many times as they need for them to understand it. I don't want to just move on to another lesson without them fully comprehending what they're reading and being fluent with it. So as you can see, lesson 1 is the at. As you can see, lesson 1 is the at family. And you just simply play the DVD, and then you go over the words with them. Then you have them read the words. And then after every practice, there's a little mini comic or story, if you will. And then after X amount of lessons, they have sight words. So with the sight words, I put them in a kindergarten fluency folder at the back of it. And I also do flashcards, and I'll write them down and use just based on the ones that they do in here. So the first ones are he and so that is what they would learn. And then after they do the sight words on the practice, they get to read a small little book with all the things they learned in the last lessons. So we do that, and like I said, I have level 3 and level 4 for kindergarten. Then, in addition to this, we have a couple extra things that we do to help with the reading. So I have little books here, if you will, little readers that I have them read. So these ones are sight word readers. And a lot of times you can get these at your library, or Bob's books are another good one. But these are the ones that I own. And you can get them at your library, or you can buy them. And these are the sight word ones. But then there's also other little readers that I like from the Phonics bookshelf. They're pretty good. And it goes over simple words, simple sentences that match the Hooked on Phonics curriculum. So we do that. And then I also, in addition to that, I also have a kindergarten fluency folder. So we go through this folder, and we go through basic things in the folder to teach them, but then by the end of the year, they should be fluent in all these things. So as you can see, we have a sound chart. We have what's the beginning sound, an alphabet chart, alphabets out of order, and you can use this to quiz them as well. And then as you can see back in the back of the book, we got the continents, but then we start having the sight words that match the Hooked on Phonics curriculum. And this is a good way to not only drill the basic things, but to also quiz the child to see if they're really learning it, or if they're missing anything, you need to focus on these shapes, or maybe they need to focus on certain letters or certain words. And this binder really helps with that. So those are my curriculum choices for kindergarten. And as I said before, some of the stuff is kind of like supplemental, carrying over what they learned from preschool onto kindergarten. As I said before, I focus on math, writing, and literacy. But we do science, history, and things like that. But we do them during my circle time with the kids, and we do them all as a group. So all my children in all their different grades will participate in those subjects together as a group. Now, this is the individual work for kindergarten, and I'll try to leave links for what I showed you below in the description. And we use manipulatives with some of the stuff, and as I said, there's a block kit that you purchase with the Math You See curriculum. Now, I always, every year, starting kindergarten and up, I give them their own notebooks and things that they will use for writing. So that way each kid has their own, and then that's a thing you can keep at the end of the year if you like. Okay, as always, thanks for watching. Bye.